Eleri Sion with you here on BBC Radio Wales. Lovely to have your company this afternoon. And if you've dreamt over the years that the Welsh football team would reach the finals of a major tournament, well, your dream has come true. It came true on Saturday night, of course, but many of our dreams that we experience when we sleep leave us questioning just what they mean. Well, stay with us because Ian Wallace, who is a dream psychologist, he's here today to analyse them. So tell us your dream, 03700 100 110, or you can text 81012. Ian, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Eleri. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Well, I am very well because I'm here. I'm alive and kicking. And that's a bonus because I've got to go straight in with a text from my friend the other night, okay? And this is how the text was written. Hiya, I was looking out of a window in my dream last night. You were on a roof clinging onto a chimney. The chimney fell apart. You fell and died. Then she goes on to say, sorry, not a happy one. So my advice to you is keep away from roofs. So, Ian, it wasn't my dream. It was her dream about me dying. What does it mean?
Yes, so as we know, Eleri, and our listeners know, there's no such thing as a bad dream, and any dream about death is usually quite a positive and healthy one, because what death symbolises in a dream when we create a dream is a transformation where you can leave some aspect of your life behind that you don't need anymore and step into a new opportunity. So when your friend is looking out of a window, Eleri, she's actually considering her perspective on a particular situation. And it might be something to do with some area in her life where she's looking for a bit more security or maybe a bit less, maybe looking for a bit of excitement. And you, Eleri, represent something to your friend, some quality that you have that your friend's really drawn to. And that's what your friend's working with in her dream. And what the chimney symbolises is her ability to consolidate her power and raise it to a higher level by building on her skills without getting frightened by that. So she's got an opportunity to transform something in her waking life by just becoming a bit more powerful and building her power. And as she does that, then she'll be able to leave some stuff from the past behind and move into a more positive future.
Well, that's really, really interesting. Because I know, between you and me, Ian, that she is trying for a new job.
That's exactly what it is.
That's amazing. But why can't she dream about this new job and not of me falling off this chimney and this roof and dying? Goodness gracious me. Ian, I love having you on the show. We all love having you on the show. And let's hear more dreams now because our reporter Alice Lewis has gathered this one from Stacey in Wrexham.
When I was younger, I had a recurring dream. I was being chased by a green man. The dreams would always start out differently. But they'd end with me running through woods, and it'd feel a bit like I had green glasses on. Everything I could see was green, and he was massive, a big giant that had just chased me until when he went to grab me, that's when I'd wake up.
So that's Stacey's dream, being chased by a green man. How do you analyse this one?
Well, this is a lovely dream from
Is
Stacey.
it?
So, as we know, the most common dream all around the world is being chased. And this is all about Stacey following some pursuit in waking life. So something that she was really, really drawn to, but she was experiencing some challenges and frustrations around it, Eleri. And what green represents in a dream, the colours in a dream are often quite important. They have quite a lot of significance for the dreamer. It usually reflects the potential for continuing growth in a fresh and healthy way. And that's also what woods tend to represent. So Stacey was going into something quite unknown when she was younger, so it was maybe something to do with her school or her education or her social circle or whatever, and she was trying to pursue a particular ambition and was concerned how to do it, but she realised in pursuing that ambition it would be really, really healthy for her and she could take on fresh challenges when she was doing that. And because a green man was chasing her, one of the most common places that we encounter a green man is when we're trying to cross a busy road, and it gives us the permission to cross and move on and do something. So what Stacey was trying to do in her dream was give herself permission to take on this new challenge that would be very healthy and positive for her.
That's interesting, isn't it? So green potential and growth. What are the other colours then? Say blue and red, because I'd think red, would that be danger? Oh no, there's not such thing. No negative language patterns within dreams. What's wrong with me? I should know this. I've been listening to you for the past 2 years. But what are the other colours? What do they represent, Ian?
I think I might have to demote you from being a dream apprentice, Eleri. You're just so what it means, Eleri, is the colours are how you'd really associate them in waking life. So yellow tends to be very optimistic and positive and bright. Anything to do with blue, it can be feeling a little bit sad or a little bit blue, but it's often making that deeper emotional connection that's so important to us. Red is all about passion, something you're getting really excited about. There might be a little bit of tension or danger or hazard around it, but that's what makes it so exciting and draws you into it. People often think that black's a really depressing colour in a dream, but black's all about opportunity and potential, all the things that you haven't seen or discovered yet. And white is usually when everything comes together and you get that pure moment, that pure white illumination that's so powerful.
Absolutely brilliant. He is here for you. Dream psychologist Ian Wallace with us today until about 10 to 3. 03700 100 110 or text us 81012. We'll take a break for some music, Ian, if that's okay with you. Go and lie down on your couch or on your bed that I know you probably have in your office there. And we will be back with you after this one by One Direction and What Makes You Beautiful. Eleri Sion with you here on BBC Radio Wales, and with me today, dream psychologist Ian Wallace. He's here to analyse your dreams. And I have to ask you, we're in autumn now, and Ian, do dreams vary from season to season?
Yes, they do, Eleri. What tends to happen in your sleeping environment, as it gets cooler, then you tend to have more restful sleep. And because of that, you might have dreams that are a bit more involved or a bit deeper, and that you remember more. When it's warmer, maybe a bit more humid during the summer, you're a bit more restless, and then your dream content can be a little bit restless as well, and might be a little bit disturbed.
Okay, all right. I have another one for you, okay? And we are going to go to the phone lines because you are going to get a chance to talk to a dreamer. Good afternoon to you, Beryl in Treorchy.
Hello there, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, but I'm intrigued with your dream. Tell Ian and us all your dream, Beryl.
Well, what is it? It's been going on for over 30 years, and I've had the same dream recurring. It's too many times to mention, but it's a place, it's only about 1.5 miles from me, or just over 1.5 miles, and it's absolutely pouring down with rain, and I'm running into a telephone box. But the stream is going right through the village, and it's not water, it's blood, and all through the blood, there's all. Sorry, my phone is going. Sorry.
They're probably telling you you're on the radio, Beryl.
Oh, I expect so. Yeah. And what is when I'm in this kiosk? Like I said, it's a torrent. It's so fierce, this river, but it's blood. And there's all skeletons floating past it, and it lasts a heck of a long time, and then it just stops. And I've been having this recurrence for over 30 years, and I've been, wondering why I'm having this dream.
Well, Ian, I would be scared if I had that dream, especially if it was recurring for the last 30 years. A fast-flowing stream of blood with skeletons, and poor Beryl is hiding in a telephone box.
Beryl, this is a fantastic dream, so thanks very much for sharing it with us.
Yeah, thank you.
So although it sounds really scary, Beryl, it's not. It's just really, really powerful. And as you know, the way that we work with dreams is not to do the woo stuff, but just to work with the imagery and symbols in them. So the first thing, anything to do with water, Beryl, is about your emotions and feelings. So we have all these idioms like pouring my heart out, floods of tears, I'm at a low ebb, and so on. So this is something about you using your emotions and your instincts and your intuition in waking life, Beryl.
Oh, right.
And that's what all the rain is. And there's something that you're trying to communicate, Beryl. So that's why you go to the telephone box. there's some message that you have to give to someone else or yourself. And it's not a trivial message. It's how you express yourself and how you articulate those deeper feelings.
Right.
And then that's reflected in the blood that's flowing past. So we were talking a few minutes ago with Eleri about colours, and red's all about excitement and passion and drive and getting things done, and that's what the blood represents. And the skeletons are just things from the past that you don't need to hang on to anymore, Beryl. The things that are done that you can just leave alone. So what this dream suggests, you creating it, Beryl, is that you've got some talent or some ability that you feel that you can't share with other people, that other people are always trying to tell you to just let go of and not bother with it. And it's probably because you spend a lot of your time looking after the needs of other people rather than looking after your own needs. And the reason that you take shelter in the telephone box is because you actually want to speak up and declare some of your own needs and use some of your own talent and just show how good you are rather than always having to support other people.
Gosh.
Beryl, does that make sense to you?
Well, actually, yes, it does, because I do a lot for other people. I know I got ailments myself, but I just can't help it. That's always been in me, you know. I help people, and I always seem to solve their problems more so than I do on my own. But, oh, sorry, my phone is going
Who's
again.
on the phone? You've got to tell them to either wait until you're off air.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to knock my phone right off.
Ian, can I ask you, once you analyse someone's dream or your dream has been analysed, is there a chance that that dream will not recur, that that person won't have that dream again?
Yeah, so that's very good, Eleri. That's exactly what happens. By talking about the dream and working with it in waking life and putting it into action, then you resolve the tension that has caused you to create that dream in the first place, and then you move on from it. So what will happen, Beryl, if you actually decide to look after your own needs a bit more, then this dream will start to fade away. And what you may find, Beryl, is that the dream will start to change, the content will evolve. So maybe instead of it being raining, it might be a bit sunnier. Instead of blood and skeletons, you might have clean, fresh, flowing water in the sea, and so on. You might not be in a phone box, you might be using your phone, unless you're on the radio, Beryl, in which case you'd have it switched off. So the dream will evolve, Beryl, and by connecting with it and deciding to spend a little bit more time on yourself rather than other people, then you'll move on from the dream, Beryl.
Beryl, that sounds brilliant, doesn't
Wow.
it? Hope you won't get it anymore.
A lot of that is very, very true, actually. And, I can't believe that someone has actually answered to these dreams that I've had.
Well, Beryl, I'm hoping that you won't have that dream again and there's going to be sunny blue skies forevermore. Beryl from Cherokee, thank you so much for phoning us. Thank you, Ian, for that. Beryl sounds a much happier person now. You can get in touch with us, of course, 03700 100 110 if you'd like Ian Wallace to analyse a certain dream that you having or a recurring dream, or text us 81012. More from Ian after this one by Meghan Trainor and John Legend.
I found myself dreaming.
Right, let's get back to analysing your dreams, because dream psychologist Ian Wallace with us this afternoon. Are you ready for another one?
I'm all set, Eleri, like a coiled spring.
Ooh, what does that mean? I'm analysing your words now, Ian. Yes. Jim in Llanelli has been in touch. Good afternoon to you, Jim. And he says, I'm absolutely petrified of heights, but I have a recurring dream where I'm halfway up a 500-foot cliff, afraid to go up or down, and I never come to a decision, but then I wake up.
This is a lovely dream from Jim. It's actually the 12th most common dream, climbing up a steep hill or a cliff. So again, as you know, Eleri, and as our listeners know, we just work with the language and the imagery. So when we think of a sheer cliff, it usually indicates that there's a sheer effort going on in Jim's life, that he's doing something, he's raising his levels of performance, he's becoming a higher and higher level achiever as he's going up this cliff. But because he's halfway up, he feels kind of stuck and he's feeling a bit insecure and he's not sure whether to retreat or go forward. So there's probably something happening in Jim's waking life where he is trying to raise his ambitions, raise his game a bit, but he's not actually feels that he's able to make the commitment of the energy and determination and time to it. And that's why the cliff has become so steep and so sheer. So the action from the dream for Jim is that he will achieve whatever ambition he set out to do, but it's going to require a steady plod at a measured pace, rather than just trying to swarm up the cliff in one all-out effort. So rather than trying to work out what to do and make it happen as soon as possible, if Jim just makes a plan where he can steadily make progress and get a bit more comfortable with that feeling of insecurity that perhaps he has in waking life in a situation, maybe professionally or something like that, then he will reach the top of the cliff. And as he does so, he will really raise his game and achieve much higher things for himself.
Jim, aim high, aim high. Thank you so much, Jim, for getting in touch with us. I hope it makes some sense in your life, what Ian has said. Keep them coming, 03700 100 110. Or, of course, you can text us 8 10 12. I'm going to throw this one at you now, Ian. Another one from someone who would like to remain anonymous. I once dreamt a sloth was doing my nails, or a sloth was doing my nails, and kept telling me that I should invest in the stock market. Now then, this is pretty detailed. If you can make sense of that one, I think you should have a surprise prize.
Yes.
What does that mean? A sloth doing someone's nails and then telling this person that they should invest in the stock market.
So this is one of the wonderful things about dreams, Eleri. So we can have really quite scary sounding dreams with blood and skeletons and floods and all those things. But we've also got these dreams that seem quite whimsical. Anytime we dream about an animal, we're dreaming about our creative instincts. So that's where the word creature, creativity, create, they all come from the same root, creare, just to create and make something. So the dreamer, who wishes to remain anonymous here, has some creative power, some instinct, but they're being quite lazy about it. They're not just not doing anything, they're just taking either hanging upside down from it. When we dream about nails, what your hands represent are your ability to shape and control your future, your fingers even more so. And what your nails represent are your ability to be quite hard in doing that, be quite tough, and how you control your future. And the stock market is your value in the future. That's what stock markets are all about, increasing future value. So in this dream, the dreamer has some creative talent, some creative instinct. They're quite lazy about using. They need to be a bit harder and tougher in how they use it. And as they do so, they will increase their value in the future in some situation.
Brilliant stuff. 03700 100 110. That's the number to call, or you can text us 8 10 12 today. More from Ian Wallace, our dream psychologist, after this one. But let's get back to these dreams, because Ian Wallace, dream psychologist, he's here to analyse your dreams for us this afternoon, and he's doing a fantastic job as well. And let's head to Carmarthen now, because Scott is on the line. Good afternoon to you, Scott.
Hello, Ellen. How do you do?
How are you?
Very fine.
What's your recurring dream, Scott?
Right then, so my dream is that I get into a car and I'm driving along, and then I come to a bend in the road, and as I turn the wheel doesn't really respond, the car doesn't respond to me, and I start to power slide across the road and then across the verge, and eventually I'm going through the woods, power sliding the whole time, looking left out the window, and I'm just narrowly avoiding all these trees, and I'm really scared that I'm going to crash into them. And then I start going up and down over hills as well. And I've also had this sort of dream in another sense as well. I had a dream where I was in an aeroplane. We were just going to take off. The exact same sort of thing happened. The aeroplane started to turn left and power slide. I was a passenger and I couldn't do anything about it. And I just really wanted to know what Ian thought of that, to be honest.
Oh my gosh, Ian. Is Scott losing control?
No, Scott, this is a great dream. It's actually the 8th most common dream, Scott. So when you dream that you're driving your car, Scott, it's all about your drive and ambition in waking life. It's a route that you're following in waking life, Scott. It might be to do with your profession, with your career. And when you feel yourself losing control in the dream, it usually signifies that you're trying to maybe over-control something in your waking life, that you may be trying to micromanage something or ensure something will happen, rather than trusting your own abilities and making that happen. And as you know, as a driver, Scott, if you do start to skid and lose control, the best thing to do is to steer into the skid, whatever has caused you to slide, and just to relax your grip slightly, not try to slow things down, don't stamp on the brake, but just maybe speed things up a bit with the accelerator and just steer it through there. So there's something happening in your waking life, Scott, where you just need to relax a little bit And then as you do that, you can see where you do have control. So you've got control over the accelerator, how fast you can do that. You're looking outside the left window, Scott, so it's probably something to do with your instincts and intuition that you need to use, rather than always being really, really analytical and shy about doing things. Just trust your instincts, trust your gut feeling, and don't be afraid to ask for help from other people, because they might be able to guide you back onto the path again. And usually the more you try and control things and make things certain, Scott, the more out of control you'll feel. So sometimes you just have to go with the flow and use your power and ambition and just keep heading in the right direction.
Sound good, Scott?
Yeah, sounds like good advice.
Yes.
Yeah, and the aeroplane, Scott, so it's a similar dream when you're trying to get off the ground, and just that whole feeling of sliding. What an aeroplane tends to represent are your plans and ideas in waking life, some bigger projects, you're trying to get them off the ground and then land them successfully, and all the imagery around air travel. So there's probably a bigger project that you're working with when you create the aeroplane dream, but in general, you just need to trust yourself more and trust your intuition.
Is Ian talking about you here, Scott? Can you see it all in your
Well,
mind?
I'm desperately trying to get out of the job I'm in and start a proper career.
Okay.
Right. So
maybe.
in that, Scott, is just to use your drive and ambition and to trust yourself. And you always have far more talent than you think you do, Scott, and almost far more power. And you sound like someone who's really measured and together and who's going to make things happen. So just keep exploring those possibilities, Scott, and then don't be afraid to let go a bit and just trust your intuition in what to do.
Good luck, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that's brilliant advice. Thank you so much. Let us know, say in about 6 months' time, if that advice has worked well for you. So from Scott in Carmarthen, let's go to Sonia in Newport. Good afternoon to you, Sonia.
Good afternoon to you too.
Oh, what's your frequent dream?
Well, I'm in a swimming bath. It is a bath that I've been to in my waking life. And I go from the changing room into the pool, and I stand for a while watching everyone, and then I think, oh, never mind. And I turn around and go back out through the same door that I came in, but it's all changed. In fact, it's very dark where the door I'm trying to go out of now. And I'm totally lost. And also, I've dreamt a similar sort of thing where I've been out in my car, and I've been to Torquay, somewhere I know in Torquay. I've parked my car, and I've gone up a road to a little shop, and then I thought, oh, I'll go back. And I've gone back to my car, and my car is gone. There are cars there, but my car is not there.
So she feels lost, Ian. You
Very
feel
lost.
lost, Sonia, don't you?
Yes.
Sonia, so the start of your dream when you're in the swimming baths, then as we said in Beryl's dream, anything to do with water is to do with emotions and feelings. And a swimming bath is usually a contained area where your emotions are contained and you have to work with them in a particular way. You have to go up and down lanes. So when you're expressing your emotions, Sonia, you have to do it in a particular way, and that's quite strict and regimented. So you feel that you should share your emotions with someone, share your feelings, and it might be in some social or professional situation, Sonia. And as you do that, you think, I just can't really do that. I need to change something in my life and how I'm seeing things. And that's why you walk out from the changing room and then you go back into the changing room because you're trying to change something. And then that's why the changing room itself has changed and it seems quite dark. The darkness isn't a bad thing, Sonia. It's just unknown. It's a possibility. It's an opportunity that you need to shed some light on. So there's something in your waking life, Sonia, where you feel you have to share some feelings to make a change, and then you're just wondering how effective that will be. But you do feel I need to change something in your life. And then the car, Sonia, is all about your drive and ambition. So it's like Scott's dream. And losing your car or forgetting where you parked it is the 28th most common dream. And it suggests there's something in waking life, Sonia, where you've had to park your ambitions somehow. You've had some idea or something that you really want to do, and you've had to leave it in a place where you could come back to it while you go and attend to other things and look after other people. So this dream, Sonia, both of them are about you deciding to make change yourself rather than letting change happen to you. And as you do that, you just have to use your feelings, use your emotions, and decide how you want to direct your drive and ambition in waking life.
Strange.
It's your dream, Sonia.
Yes, that's what I mean, strange.
Well, take a minute to think about it and let us know, okay? If you are going to act on this advice from Ian, it'd be interesting to know what's next.
Yes, it
Yes.
would. Pity we can't look into the future, isn't it?
Oh, yes. But I can
Well,
whip out my crystal ball, mind, if you fancy that.
All right.
None of that stuff here, Eleri. Actually, this dream is about the future, Sonia. Our dreams tend to work usually maybe 3 or 4 days in the future, but with bigger issues in our life, maybe months or years ahead. So this is what's going to happen in the future, Sonia, that you have the opportunity to make a big change and reconnect with some ambition, some passion that you maybe had that you've had to park for a while.
Sonia,
Lovely, thank you.
the future's in your hands, okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Sonia.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.
Let's go to Caerphilly, and Peter, his dream sounds like this, all right? Afternoon both, he says. I've been retired for around 8 years, but in my dream I find myself in work, and I know I can leave, and I know I'm not getting paid, but I just won't leave. And I have it 2 to 3 times a week, and the dream started just a couple of months after leaving my job. What's your advice, Ian? What does this mean?
Yes, so this is the 95th most common dream that Peter is creating here. And it is quite a common dream amongst people who have retired or have changed jobs. And what it means that Peter, in his working life, in his professional life, was probably a very skilled and talented man and had lots and lots to give, lots of experience, lots of ability, lots of skill. And now he feels in his retirement, he's finding it difficult to have that same purpose and that same meaning to his life because he can't, it's not that he can't just use his working skills, but just the fact that he's a very valuable person. So the action from this dream, because a dream's just a dream until we put it into action, is that Peter needs to place more value on his skills and talents in waking life rather than just dismissing them as ordinary. And he just needs to maybe find some other thing, maybe not just a hobby, but something, some pursuit, some passion that he now has the time to pursue and can do something with. And the more that he does that, then this dream will just start fading away for him.
Ah, Peter, this is your time. Take it with both hands. I'm going to squeeze one more in if that's okay, Ian. Simply this. I keep dreaming of tornadoes. I've had this. This is a tweet from Dewi's Dreams. Keep dreaming of tornadoes. What does that mean?
Yeah, this is the 19th most common dream. So we said that water in Sonia's dream and in Beryl's dream was all about emotions and feelings. And anything to do with the air is about our thoughts and ideas. We have these phrases like shooting the breeze or blue sky thinking or so on. This is what was happening in Scott's aeroplane dream.
Yes.
So in that, when you dream of tornadoes, there's some big idea, something really powerful idea that you've had that's maybe starting to shake up your life a bit and is going to turn things round for you. That's what tornadoes do. They turn, they rotate. So for the dreamer, they've got a big idea. They need to channel its power and turn some situation around in their waking life rather than just sitting there and being swept away by it all.
Well, I think Dewi's Dreams are doing that as we speak. Ian Wallace, what can we say? Thank you so much. I feel we need a round of applause. You've been a counsellor this afternoon as well, and everything all in one little ball. Thank you so much for your time today. Ian Wallace, come back and see us soon.
My pleasure, as always, Eleri, and I'll be delighted to work with my dream apprentice once more.
Oh, don't shucks. Thank you very much to Ian. OK, then. Oh, good luck to Scotland as well, by the way, in the World Cup.